I can just tell you right now, there are no talks of NSYNC ever doing anything ever again. We have to move on and just, remember the good times.
I have a lot to talk to you about. So let's start with the Daily Popcast. You have been doing this every single day. I think that you're over 200 episodes now, 250 episodes.
Yeah, we're about 250 now. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what is it like to do that in quarantine? I mean, is there much of a difference?
It has been a lifesaver. With podcasts, it has been amazing. And thank goodness I started this show right before lockdown, because if I didn't have this every day, I would have been going crazy at home, because like I said, all of my projects are on hold right now. So this has really just kept me going. It's been nice to be able to talk to the fans out there, and it's been a godsend for sure.
You mentioned too, a lot of your other projects were on hold. Like what's on hold right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a film that I'm doing with TriStar, which I'm super excited about. We've been working on this for quite a while, and we're about to announce the writer of this, which everyone's going to love. But it's a true story about these two girls that won a Winnebago on The Price is Right and decided they wanted to follow us on tour for 3 months. And it was the craziest story. They hatched the plan. It worked. It's a true story. I mean, it's insane. Yeah, just go look at the Winnebago girls on Google and you'll see this. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. So we're recreating that story, but of course it happens 20 years later. So, they're older, trying to recapture this amazing trip they did 20 years ago.
Do you star in it?
I will not star in it. No. It is a female-led comedy for sure. It's an amazing road trip movie.
But they're following a boy band, right?
Yes. Yeah. They will be following NSYNC.
Who do you cast as NSYNC?
Well, I have my list. In the movie, I'm sure it'll be a fictitious band, but everyone will know it's us. So the stunt casting, I want to have a really fun with, and you'll definitely. You'll love the guys that we pick. It'll be all your favorite little A-listers.
Can you throw out one name for us?
All right. One that I really, really want is Ryan Reynolds. I think he would really just, really make this band. And I think just having that amazing, funny cameo at the end with all those amazing guys would be hilarious.
Have you talked to Ryan about this?
I have not talked to him personally about it, but I think his people know about it. And they're like, okay, let us read the script when it's done.
AJ McLean on Dancing with the Stars. I know you guys are friends. I have a picture actually of you, me and him at Lisa's 40th.
Yeah.
Did you give him any advice before he went on the show?
I did, yeah. I mean, I love AJ. He's the best, and I'm so glad that he got partnered up with Cheryl, who I just absolutely love. I mean, they really could win this whole thing. Like, it is a good partnership. So I'm excited to see his growth in this show. I told him, obviously I gave him the advice of what he's about to go through. No one realizes how hard this is and how taxing it is on your body. So, every day I ask him, like, have you broken a toe yet? And he hasn't yet. But, he's having a great time. And yeah, I mean, it's a stressful 3 months for sure. But when you come out of it, you're going to feel like you can do anything.
You've done dancing. Joey's done dancing. On the Backstreet Boys side, we've had Nick and now AJ. Who do you think from Backstreet Boys NSYNC could do Dancing with the Stars next? I mean, is it JC?
Well, I don't think JC would ever do it. JC likes to just, be by himself. Like he doesn't like the attention really. So I don't think he would ever do a show like that. But if he did, he'd win it hands down. JC's one of the best dancers I've ever known. I mean, it would be amazing, but no, he'll never do it.
Well, speaking of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, you did make the internet go wild when you posted that picture of you and Nick Carter.
That was Nick's. That was not my doing. I did not want to do that. I'm like,
you guys knew people were going to freak out. Is there ever a world in which Backstreet Boys and NSYNC ever collaborate, go on tour together?
Mm-hmm.
Has this ever been a discussion?
It has not been a real discussion at all. Of course, it's been a nice theory, in a lot of people's heads. In a perfect world, of course, that would be so much fun. We would love that. But I don't think in our world that will ever happen.
Why do you say that? Give the fans what they want.
I know. I wish I could. I really do. I don't want to get the fans' hopes up at all, right? And I can just tell you right now, there are no talks of NSYNC ever doing anything ever again. So I would just go with that and be like, look, we're never going to get another NSYNC song or anything like that. So yeah, just we have to move on and just, remember the good times.
How do you feel about that? Is that sad for you, or are you like happy to sort of leave that?
It's been a long time since I've been, with NSYNC. People still look at me as that teenager, but I've definitely grown a lot since then, and that was kind of like our college years. But of course, it would be so much fun at my age to be able to get back on the road and have so much fun, because bands like that, you get into that nostalgia area, where you can tour for years because, just everyone wants to revert back to a great time that they remember when they were younger.
What was the last thing that you guys talked about in the NSYNC group chat? Obviously, it's not touring or doing anything, no new music.
No, it's all about babies. It's all about the new one that they just brought in. So it's all been conversations about a newborn.
Is the baby so cute? Do you know the name?
I'm not going to tell that name. It's a good question, but there's no way he would kill me.
All right, but the baby's cute.
Of course, I'm alone. It's Justin and Jess's baby. Of course it is.
The 20-year anniversary of Celebrity is next year. Will you guys do anything? It is. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow.
I think will you do anything to celebrate that milestone album? Even if it's just like new merch.
I mean, I know. Well, look, we do run a merch company now, which is a lot of fun. So we'll definitely have some nice 20th anniversary stuff for that. But nothing really planned right now. We were trying to plan something for the No Strings Attached 20th last year. And because of coronavirus, it really just kind of got ruined. But so I don't know if we're going to try to do it again for Celebrity.
Okay.
It's just hard right now. It's hard to do anything, with this pandemic.
Hearing all the baby news and the baby talk, I mean, you guys are in your NSYNC group chat talking about it. I can't help but kind of feel for you and Michael and the journey that you guys have gone on, and you've been very vocal about what's happened. I know you lost the surrogate earlier this year.
Yeah.
So how are you guys doing with everything involving that?
Yeah. We're still staying positive. We know that this process can be long. We have several friends that have gone through IVF, and it's not as perfect as everyone, it's like you think, oh, it'll happen the first time. It hardly ever, works the first time. So we knew that going in, and we're just trying to stay positive. We're now going on 3 years with this, but it looks like things are going to be great. We have a surrogate now, we have our donor. So hopefully soon we'll be able to celebrate.
Yeah, you did find a new surrogate?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, we found a surrogate, but of course that can always fall out any day. So, but yes, right now we do have a surrogate.
Okay, and is adoption something that you would ever consider, or do you want to do the surrogacy route? Is that like 100%?
No, we always, wanted to adopt. Our game plan was to do IVF and have our kids and then be able to adopt, the next ones. Now we might have to switch that, so if this doesn't work this next time, we'll just go ahead and adopt. We're totally fine with that. We'd want to do that. I think it's so important to, take kids out of, these orphanages, and, it's a sad situation that so many kids have to live in these homes. So we would love to welcome someone into our home at some point.
I love how positive you're being, because I think a lot of people, you've done 9 rounds of IVF, and I think a lot of people would be disheartened by that. So how do you guys maintain the positivity?
Just to clarify, we never were pregnant 9 times. We just never got to that. We've only been pregnant twice. So we didn't, or with 2. So we never got to the point where we were pregnant and then lost. So we would always get to the point before we would implant, and then things would go awry. So yeah, it's a little less dramatic than a lot of people think of, like, oh my gosh, you went through 9 pregnancies. No, it was not that.
Okay, all right, that's good to know though. I'm glad that you're like that straight, because I read that and I was like, 9 rounds.
I know. Yeah, that would be a lot. Yeah.
Looking ahead, I mean, what does the Lance Bass empire kind of look like in the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, you said you're going to be producing podcasts for other people. You're putting together movies. I mean, kind of walk me through what the vision is.
It's kind of like what my whole life has been, just a little bit of everything. But, the next 10 years, I'm definitely focusing on having a family, but work-wise, really bumping up the producing of television and film. I have a show that I'm actually going to be starring in also, so I'll be able to act and get in front of the camera again. But there's a finite time that this face can be in front of the camera, so I want to start setting myself up, for my golden years, and I really want to build out Lance Bass Productions and make it, an amazing production company.